Hey friends, sorry about the technical issue what I had with the video what I posted on the topic why I cancelled Hunter for the Ronin, right? So I'm going to continue this discussion and add it to the end of the video and repost the video. So please do take a look at it. Hey, hello friends. So I think there was one long pending discussion from my end in terms of me letting you know why did I drop Hunter and go with the TVS Ronin 225, right? So that's the topic for the today. And yes, I've been using this bike. I've used this bike so far in the city for last 2 days and done about 229 kilometers precisely. So that's the kilometers I've done. And yesterday there was a huge rain and there was water logging almost to this level. And bike was more than I'll say 1 feet 2 feet in some places near Silkport, and bike was wading through the waterlogged areas comfortably and nicely, but yeah, a little bit dirty at this point in time. I don't keep my bike as dirty, but little bit dirty. But I think this chain cover here did a wonderful job in terms of preventing the mud and debris getting onto the chain. Kudos to TVS on this idea. And coming to the point in terms of why I dropped Hunter, what is exactly what I found in this bike which I felt the Hunter lacked, right? So first and foremost, before deciding to buy a bike, I took multiple test rides of the Hunter and the multiple test rides of Ronin. I rode it in the city traffic, I rode it on the open roads, I rode it at a low speed, I hit rev limiters on RPM meters, and all of that after confirming that it's a test ride bike only, not on any other bikes. So did that and from that point of view I felt uh, more connected, or I got a more feel from the Ronin versus Hunter. So Hunter basically is a good product, no doubt. I am not criticizing the product, but for me personally, Ronin ticked all the boxes, right? Many boxes which Hunter could not, right? First and foremost, if I start from here, right? So this bike comes by default, it comes with alloy wheels, and yes, these are diamond cut alloy wheels, but the base model of Hunter doesn't come with alloy wheels, comes with spoke wheels. And yes, the front setup with respect to 300 disc is standard to both Hunter and Ronin, but I think the braking is better on the Ronin. And yes, this comes with all-terrain tires, of course from TVS, and tires are really amazing and providing amazing grip levels even on the tarmac and gravel and a bit of light off-roading, whatever I've done so far. And another thing, right? So this bike comes with upside down forks from Showa, Japan, which is far superior than what Royal Enfield provides in terms of regular telescopic suspension. I'm not sure which brand it is, but whatever. So far superior. And this is a metal mudguard, right? This is a metal mudguard. This is a metal support. Most of the thing you see on this bike is metal, so which is going to be more durable and long lasting from the point of view, right? And another thing on this bike is the LED tail lamp with an amazing DRL, right? Signature DRL, which announces your arrival, right? Importantly. And I did also post a video of how effective this headlamp is in the night riding condition. You can check that out in my videos. So Royal Enfield provides a standard halogen, which is dated and antique kind of setup. And in terms of finish, I did see that there are gaps here in the panel of the Hunter. So that's one. And all of this, my friend, costs a lot of money, right? LED headlamp isn't cheap. It does cost money for the manufacturer. And the super premium lights, right? LED indicators, which are really super premium, which I haven't seen on any other bikes of this quality. So that's amazing. And moving from here, this bike also comes with a oil cooler to better manage the heat what is produced. Not that this bike heats at all, heats a lot, but it really does a wonderful job in terms of heat management. So that's one. And yes, and coming to the console, right? The console what is provided on this bike, this is a top end model, of course, which comes with the connected feature and the Bluetooth, which the base model of Ronin misses out. But when I compare this with Ronin, when I compare the speedometer or the dashboard of Ronin with the Hunter, far superior in terms of features what are offered. And it has all the features what one need to see in terms of your odometer, your trip meters, and your distance to empty, your gear position indicators up down. And this also makes a recommendation depending on the speed and RPM if you need to downshift or upshift. That also is there. And it shows engine malfunction neutral and indicator lights, and it also has modes, my friend. So yesterday I was riding in the rain mode, that's why it was set to rain, but it has urban and rain. So in the rain mode, bike's ABS and the braking becomes super sensitive and really gives an amazing brake feel. So that is one thing. And the connected features, I cannot tell you what those features are. There are a lot of them to talk about. That's going to take another exclusive 30-minute video where once you connect this to Bluetooth via app TVS Connect, you have option to do anything and everything in terms of toggling between the modes, or enabling or navigating. You can say that, okay, hey, please navigate to so and so. You can search for nearest petrol bunks, nearest shops, etc, etc. There's unlimited commands what have been built into the system. So that's going to be another video for another day. um, moving on to the brake levers, right? So brake levers what you get on this bike are fully adjustable. As you can see, I have set it on one which is closest to me, right? Because I do not have very large palms, so I set it closest to me. And believe me, they are really amazing and high quality stuff. And with respect to the rear view mirrors, right? Rear view mirrors are real high quality stuff with aluminum stocks. So the regular ones what you get is a metal bar kind of a thing, whatever you call it, but these are aluminum stocks, molded aluminum stock mirrors. And the best part about these mirrors is they can be set portrait and also uh, landscape you can do, and you can set it portrait also. You can turn it this way and you can turn it this way also, depending on the rider choice. So that's the thing about the mirrors. And the switch gear, top notch quality, nothing to complain about. And there is this I button. Once you're connected, you can press this I button for 3 seconds to activate your voice command thing, and you can give your voice command either from the phone or from the connected Bluetooth what you have, etc, etc. And there is a pass switch what is provided, and the clutch lever also is adjustable. It is butter smooth, and it's a slip and assist clutch, which Royal Enfield Hunter misses out again. Hunter doesn't come with a slip and assist clutch. It is quite not so soft as this, but a bit harder on the side. So that's one thing. So And I got this USB charger from TVS yesterday. It is housed in a metal body, and it has a spring loaded cap or a cover to prevent it from moisture or elements. So there it is. And we're done with the front part mostly. And yes, these crash guards are standard with the bike. You don't need to pay extra for this one. So that is there. And very nice touch to the footrest and brake lever in terms of quality, which I felt was sort of lacking in the Hunter. And engine is really finished really well, and extremely sorry about this grime and dirt from yesterday's rain. I'm yet to clean the bike. So yes, really well finished, and heat management of this engine, torque and power is really well tuned for the situation. Yeah, and this comes with heat guard, heat shield, whatever you may call it, to prevent the passenger at the rear or the shoe at the rear getting burnt and all those things. So, and the pegs are really of good quality. And yes, my friend, so the rear is a mono suspension here, which is again from Showa, Japan, and which is I think is a 7-step adjustable, and right now it is at a 3 or a 4, which is the standard position. And this bike comes with a complete inner mud guard or inner mud flap, which really protects your shocker from the grime and mud, etc. And also your chain, right? It protects your chain as well in terms of covering it this way. And another thing is, specific to TVS provides this cap as a dust cover on the rear part of your brakes. So that's a well thought through. And this is a dual channel model, and dual channel ABS, and ABS is really working really well and effective, and braking is super precise. And again, the rear also comes with a block pattern tire, and 240 mm disc here versus the Hunter, which is 280. But I feel 280 could have been better here. That's one thing as an improvement opportunity, and which is better on the Hunter, I will say. But in terms of braking efficiency, absolutely spot on braking, no issues whatsoever. And yeah, the seat is nice, well contoured, nice stiffness to this, and really comfortable so far, and no issues whatsoever. And moving on, the rear also comes with the same indicator setup, which as you saw in the front, very premium, and very good reflectors here. And the rear mudguard also is metal, so you rest assured in terms of durability and reliability. And this tail light is really a nice touch with respect to what TVS has done. And coming to the grab rail, although seems like an afterthought, I would say, but it's really functional and practical, and very rugged, I would say. So the grab rail on my Interceptor personally was 1/4 of this thickness, you can imagine, right? So very well thought through and very functional. So I might be getting a top rack here soon, and I might be getting a tank pads and the top rack. So that's yet to come. And this particular sari guard, the way it's designed on this bike, so neat and so aesthetic, right? So you might have seen barbecue grills or those ugly sari guards on a few of the bikes. I don't want to name, but I have one of those in my lineup. But yeah, so this is really well done and very neatly executed product. And yes, this looks like a chain drive, really beautiful. And definitely this bike is a head turner, my friends, on the road. When it goes, people really look at it and say, hey, Ronin, that's Ronin, it's not available in any showrooms, not sure where do we get the test ride, blah blah. All that is the reaction what I get from the public on the road. And this bike comes with your side stand and the same center stand as standard, and again the foot peg here, and this also is plastic. This is the only plastic. This is the plastic. This of course is solid metal, and it's a 14-liter fuel tank, and I've topped it up a couple of days ago, so that's really good. And this particular part of the engine is covered with a plastic cover to give it a very wonderful and a nice aesthetic look, and this is a metal piece in terms of providing that garnishing or the aesthetic kind of a feel to the motor. And the gears are 1 down 3 up, 1 down 4 up, and really very slick to operate, very smooth. And overall, my friends, the bike weighs about 160 kilos and really well planted bike, I will say. Not on the heavier side, not on the lighter side. Motor produces 20 bhp of power and 20 newton meters of torque. It's a square engine, and it has very linear power delivery across the rev range, across the bands, be it the low end, mid range, and top end. How I know about the top end, right? I have not read. Hey, you have not ridden the bike beyond 60 kilometers per hour. How do you say mid range and top end is better? Yes, my friends, that's where the test rides and multiple test rides of the bike comes into the play, right? I have tested in this bike multiple times, say 4 times actually. The dealer was sort of, oh really? I did tell him that, hey, this is going to be a deciding factor because I need to get the feel for the bike. Then only I'm going to go and cancel the Hunter and go for Ronin. So the dealer gladly agreed, and I did 4 test rides, and one of them was long one, and that's where I really opened up the bike and tested out the mid range and the top end of the bike. So that's how I zero in on the bike. So yes, it's a square engine, and specifically this bike comes with a technology called GTT, glide through technology, where bike just moves on even without the throttle input, right, in the bumper to bumper traffic, which is really useful, right? If you are in second gear or third gear, for example, you just leave the throttle to 0 position and bike just moves on in 20, 30, whatever, and never I did feel one rattle or one jerk from the engine till now. That's how well this bike is tuned, my friends. That's how well this bike is tuned, and really good. And it's a single horn setup, and let me show you how the horn sounds. And not too loud, not too bad. I'll say it's quite good compared to the Expulse. Definitely better. And yes, my friends, I have done all my we've gone around the bike, and I hope I was able to explain why I went in for Ronin and why not Hunter. So only difference or addition or benefit what I see Hunter is that 7 newton meter torque, but this bike. So yes, we spoke a lot about what Ronin gets to the table, which Hunter does not, and I think I was at the point where I was talking about the 6 or 7 newton meters of torque which Ronin packs, Hunter packs as extra versus Ronin. So how does that scale up, right? So there's no denying of the fact, my friends, if a machine is packing extra torque, certainly it has to be better somewhere, right? So that's where I think Hunter could be a better ride if you're looking at long touring or highway riding. And mind you, that 7 newton meters of torque is coming into you with additional 21 kilos extra, right? So that's where power to weight ratio also comes into play, right? So in terms of power to weight ratio, I think both will sit very close to each other because that's 21 kilos heavier, and in spite of Hunter having 7 newton meter torque extra. So another thing, few things which I didn't really appreciate in terms of Hunter's fit, finish, quality levels, etc., right? We spoke about the headlamp. Headlamp was very bare basic, and there were gaps in the panels, etc., all those things, and very ordinary levers. And the routing of the cables on the Hunter wasn't as neat as this. The clutch cable was hanging somewhere here, which I definitely did not appreciate, right? I feel that's a huge gap in terms of fit, finish, and quality levels. And also, another topic was the ground clearance of Hunter was 151 only, right? And this is 181. So I think somewhere in Hunter there would be a chance for the engine sump to get hit if you do any kind of light off-roading or take it over the non-standard speed breakers we have in all our cities, right? So that's a point which I really wanted to call out. Yes, and as you see, a sump guard is provided on the Ronin by default, but the Royal Enfield Hunter doesn't get a sump guard by default. But of course, you need to spend additional money to install a sump guard as a genuine accessory, definitely available. And another thing is the crash guard. So you need to spend extra to install a crash guard. And another thing I felt is I didn't see an oil cooler in the Hunter, although I know it's air cooled, but I'm not sure if it's oil cooled. I did test ride the bike and I felt extreme heat coming in from the engine. So I think that's another opportunity for better heat management on the Hunter. And yes, suspension on the front was bit on the softer or the spongy side on the Hunter, but the rear was extremely stiff and hard. They had given the regular twin shocks. It looked very basic. So yes, my friend. So those are my thoughts on the Hunter, and I saw Ronin as a pure value for money proposition, and hence I've gone in for Ronin. And also guys, in Hunter, all of this mud guards etc is all plastic, right? All plastic. And it doesn't get anything like this inner mud guard or whatever, right? It doesn't get that at all. And it doesn't get your chain case, right? Your chain is completely open and exposed to elements. And it doesn't get all LED, it's all bulbs, right? It's all bulbs in the base model, but only in the top model you get the LED tail lamp per se. That's about it. So rest all is very basic. So seat also was very basic in the Hunter compared to what you get here. And overall I felt the fit, finish, quality levels on Hunter versus Ronin, Hunter really felt like there have been huge cost cutting measures on the product to bring the cost down by whatever price, whatever margin. And all of that is very evident in when in the product when you look at it. And especially I didn't really like the way the exhaust looks in that. You never seen a Royal Enfield with such a shorty exhaust, right? So yes, when I rode it, I did really like the adrenaline rush or the punch on the Hunter. But somewhere I think it's a Royal Enfield which is missing out the soul of the Royal Enfield, which the Royal Enfield is known for. Um and friends, I'm not saying it's bad, but there definitely are cutting measures which are very evident when you look at the bike. And yes, mind you, if I was in the market for a classic motorcycle, I would have without any thoughts gone in for the Royal Enfield classic 350, right? So that's a different topic, but that was not my bike at this point in time. But yeah, so that those are my thoughts. And that's what I feel at this point. And if who should buy Ronin, right? Who should buy Ronin is the question. If you are a Royal Enfield enthusiast and want to get entry into Royal Enfield club at a price point, and like the way the Hunter rides. So probably Hunter is your bike, right? I'm not saying fanboy topic, but it's a very touchy topic. I don't want to touch the wrong chord here. But if you are a fan of Royal Enfield, definitely you can go in for Hunter if you are able to ignore those compromises in terms of cost cutting. And if you're somebody who's looking for absolute value for money, top notch equipment, refinement, ride quality, etc., what we spoke about, then Ronin should be a choice. So that's those are my initial or perceptions in terms of after the ownership and extensive test rides of both the bikes. So yeah, that's pretty much at this point, my friends. Do let me know your thoughts in the comment section. As always, very happy to interact with you all and talk to you all and discuss with you all.